Good morning, guys, from sunny California. Today, I decided to grab a little coffee this morning and come with me as we ride along in the Tesla RoboTaxi. I'll give you my honest opinion about what I think, and I think it's almost here. Let's come along. Let's go get it. So the car itself handled impressively well. Smooth, calm, confident driving. I noticed a few things about this ride, particularly there was a driver in the driver's seat, but he wasn't necessarily driving. He was just overseeing the vehicle. He didn't really answer. He didn't really say like if he was, overseeing the car or anything. He didn't really answer my questions, but he was a nice person. So we were just chit chatting about the car. But overall, the car drove itself most of the trip. What stood out was just how natural the driving felt. It did really well in traffic. It handled itself effortlessly, kept up with the pace of traffic. The whole ride felt safe and controlled. On the way back, I grabbed a coffee and tried to book another ride. After a few attempts, it finally gave me something within a 10-minute time frame. Now, I found this interesting because I think there are just not that many robo-taxis out there on the road yet. So it took me a few tries until I found something. First one gave me like a 17-minute time frame, which was way too long. And I booked and rebooked until I got some cake, walked to my car when it arrived. And again, there weren't any special markings on the Tesla itself. I didn't see any like RoboTaxi markings, but it was a white Tesla. A little bit dirty, but it's okay. Looks like it needs a wash. But again, the ride back was the same. It felt predictable, efficient, and calm. I think while the novelty of the experience faded quickly, the technology itself quietly delivered exactly what it promises. A self-driving car that gets you to where you need to go safely, efficiently, and without stress. So after riding in Tesla's RoboTaxi, I couldn't help but imagine, what if this wasn't just a modified Model Y? What if Tesla designed a vehicle purely for autonomy from the ground up? Let me show you what I think the future of Tesla's mobility could look like. So I started off with just collecting some inspiration images that you see in the upper section of this drawing, and I use those to just guide my design process. So what I'm doing here is I'm just doing a really quick block in. I'm sketching out some ideas that I think could really look RoboTaxi. The goal here is to, after my experience, design something that's not huge. I think, one of the great things about having this kind of service is the ability to make a small footprint, because for the most part, you may want to just ride in this alone or just have one or two people to come along. But, designing something that's a little more compact, a little more city oriented, I think is a much more efficient way. Thousands of these throughout the city. So, my vision is just to create like a really cool little boxy themed, encompasses all of the Tesla design values as well as being an efficient footprint. But what I'm doing now is figure out the overall big picture design. So I'm going in and just, indicating what I think it could be like, all glass roof, slim headlights, a graphic inspired by the Cybertruck. I think it looks very technical, very modern, gives it a very technical feel, very on-the-road presence, and just a very simple design. Because the technology itself should come through. The design should just amplify the technology. So as I'm wrapping up this sketch session here, what I'm doing is I'm just dialing in some of the proportions, fixing some perspective issues that the sketch may have, and just adding in just enough information so that if someone walking by looks at the sketch, they can understand it. The goal here is to capture the big picture. What do I mean by that? It's capturing the character, the stance, the volume, the overall gesture of the sketch, which is going to dictate how this vehicle will render out. And what I'm going to do to just speed up the process is I'm going to utilize Optic AI, which Optic AI is a great visualization tool. It's an AI generative tool. I'm still designing as we go, but I want to quickly just visualize what this could look like. So you can see here, I'm going through a few different variations, trying to test out different ideas. You see 3 different ideas already. The goal here is not to just use whatever this gives me, but use it as a tool as I'm designing in order to further the design. You know, just it's always about evolving it, about working the design. So here I did a rear view where I'm just adjusting, changing the design, updating it. What I want to do is fine tune this, what my vision of the Tesla RoboTaxi could look like. So you're already seeing it's just a very simple, small micro van. I wanted to show how the vehicle would look like, how someone would get in, which is really important. Really big, wide doors. The side view, so you can see the person walking by, gives you a sense of scale. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. See you guys next week.